What if DONPHAN was in Gen 1 OU? Now, I think a decent amount of people have mistaken this guy for a Gen 1 Pokemon, considering he really appears in Pokemon the first movie, and in that movie he uses Rollout, but that's not a thing in Gen 1. But, yeah. He, honestly, I'll be honest, he probably would have made that much of a difference, like, in the games. But, how good would he have done in, Gen 1 OU? On one way to find out, but I'm warning you right now, it's not gonna be the most interesting video. Granted, it is kind of fitting because I've already done, Iron Trends, and the first ever video of the series I did was Great Tusk. And the TLDR for both of them, fighting typing made Great Tusk kind of, like, bad. Meanwhile, the steel typing made Iron Trends, like, great. Which, ironically, he was like the Great Tusk. But what about Average Tusk? How does he do? He doesn't have a steel typing that make him resist both psychic and normal. But he also does have a fighting typing, which means he isn't weak to psychic and more importantly flying. Because flying is the reason why Zapdos can actually take on Great Tusk in a 1v1, despite Great Tusk being a ground type. And technically, DONPHAN does actually have more special than Great Tusk, which can also be seen as a benefit. But yeah, let's just look into for its moveset, shall we? I don't know why I'm stuttering. But yeah, here we have Ancient Power, Double Edge. Obviously, he has Earthquake. You have Rest, Toxic, Absorb, Defense Curl, Focus Energy. Like, actually, it's the opposite. It makes your critical hit rate worse. You have Fury Attack, Hyper Beam, Rock Smash, and strangely enough, he has Water Gun. I could not tell you why he has Water Gun, but I do find it funny. But yeah, as you can see here, it is a very shallow move pool. Which, don't get me wrong, it has good moves. Earthquake, Body Slam, Rest, and Hyper Beam are probably like the main go-to moves. But what is he doing that other ground types aren't? Like, let's just go for ground real quick. Rhydon, Dugtrio, Golem, Nidoking. There's just a lot of other Pokemon that, like, do stuff better. Rhydon has more attack, and with its, rock typing, it has more resistance to this, especially for normal, which is a big deal. Dugtrio is way faster and has a really good crit rate. Golem, also has the rock typing, but also has Explosion. Nidoking and Nidoqueen have, like, a whole bunch of, like, different special coverage. And while, like, and don't get me wrong, DONPHAN would definitely be better than both Nidoking and Nidoqueen in OU. Would probably be better than Dugtrio as well. But, like, just as a whole, like, even they have, like, tools, like, like, DONPHAN doesn't. Like, this poison type means it's immune to, Toxic. And also resists, a lot of, not resist, has a lot of special moves, like I just said. And even Onyx still also has the rock typing, is faster, and even has the move Bind, so it has something. So it's very unfortunate. Like, these stats are like, don't get me wrong, with base 60 special, it's gonna, survive, like, at least one special move. And, like, 120 attack is good, same with defense. But everything can just go around it. Like, Tauros has Blizzard. Almost every chance he has Ice Beam. Snorlax can, like, rest it off, or just use Reflect, or, like, Amnesia Lax is Ice Beam. So, am I saying that, like, just because, DONPHAN struggles against Pokemon like Rhydon has less options in them, that it wouldn't be good in Gen 1 OU? And no, I'm not saying that. That's because I'm saying that being inferior to Sandslash in Gen 1 OU is probably a good sign that it's inferior. Because even Sandslash has Sword Stance, and base 110 defense isn't that much different. Same with base 55 as special. It gets to be faster. So, like, if even you're being outclassed by Sandslash, you have, like, no boosting moves, you just have the standard, like, physical moves. Like, what do you really do? He doesn't really have any way to, like, beat his weaknesses. And the stuff he's strong against, Well, Jolteon is a free win. And technically you're not weak to double kick, so that's something? But like Zapdos can like hit you neutral with Drill Peck. And then like the normals, you know, they have ways of hitting you. And even if they did have ice coverage, you don't resist body slam by Hyper Beam. So it's like Donphan has like no purpose really. But let's just see how he actually does. Starting off, we always got to start with the boy, Tauros, and Blizzard is just it's a clean 2-hit KO. You like 3-hit KO Tauros in return, but it's just unwinnable. Completely unwinnable, which is sad. And then meanwhile for Snorlax, you do significantly better here. You're faster. You also like 3-hit KO, I believe. Or if not 3-hit KO, it's like barely like a 4-hit KO. Because you're high defense, you can tank some of those body slams. Although if you get paralyzed, Snorlax will probably win in the long run. However, in situations like this, Snorlax resting means you get a lot of free hits in. And with good enough damage range, you can just 3-hit KO him. Which is actually like legitimately pretty good. Not as good as like, you know, I guess you're not with the Earthquake. So the beta be better than Rhydon? Against Amnesialax though, it's bad, but you still have options. And by options mean opportunity. Because he still needs to set up and get like at least, you know, 2 hits on you. Which means that depending on how your damage rolls, you might be able to kill him or force him to rest. If you force him to rest, you might have a chance to kill him. But you also might not. It's pretty inconsistent. It could go either way. I couldn't really tell you who has a better matchup here. I also couldn't tell you how Snorlax crit twice while Donphan didn't crit once. That seems a little silly, in my opinion. But yeah, this is probably, outside of like Jolteon and Rhydon, probably his best matchup. Which is like that's probably like a big yikes. Now against Chansey, you guys have the exact same speed. You both can like 2-shot each other. So it's just a matter of rock, paper, scissors. Or not rock, paper, scissors. Just a matter of like 50-50 on who wins. See, it's just RNG. I do not know why I said rock, paper, scissors. That was dumb. And then against Alakazam, it's like a technically a 3-shot, but the chances are they're probably going to crit against Special Drop. So, yeah, I couldn't, like, Alakazam's faster, so he definitely has a better matchup here. But the Alakazam is also left in a pretty bad position. Bad position either way. So I don't know, I'll be nice and put it in Kuku either way. But in reality, it's probably a bad matchup. Meanwhile, Gengar will probably never risk the Hypnosis against Donphan. But also, like, even if like it does hit Hypnosis, I believe Psychic is like a 4-hit KO without, you know, like a Special Drop or a crit. So it's Nightshade. So even then, like, it's not even like the worst thing ever. Also, going back to the Chansey matchup, one thing I will say is that, like, Donphan being in the game actually means that, like, Paralysis Chansey isn't like the most, it's not as like good as it used to be. Because if your Chansey is paralyzed, it means they can't get frozen or put to sleep, which that's very good. But having Donphan in the game, being faster than it when they both 2-shot each other, is actually pretty relevant. It would actually mean that, you know, Chansey being slower, like, it can actually come back to haunt it. Which, don't get me wrong, a paralyzed Chansey is still best Chansey. But, yeah, like, it's kind of interesting. At least, like, it has, like, something going for it, which, you know, that's, like, all you can ask for, I think. Now, against Jinx, surprisingly, it's not a one-shot, which that surprised me, but it doesn't matter. Like, a crit you can kill with, but they kill you with a crit as well. Even then, they'd probably just put you to sleep, just to, you know, just to guarantee you don't, like, hurt them. Then they just either 2-shot you or 1-shot you. So, yeah, like, it's a pretty unwinnable matchup. Very sad. Rhydon, at the very least, you do pretty good against. I do not know why it was lagging there. Like, Earthquake doesn't do that much to you, so you just easily 2-shot it. So, like, yeah, that's nice. But also, like, would you, like, is it important enough to where, like, that matchup where you would use Rhydon over, or use Donphan over Rhydon? I personally don't think so, but maybe. I guess this depends on your team. And Starmie is also pretty unwinnable. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. So, yeah. Also, as you can probably tell, there's a lot of matchups that they didn't bother showing, like Executor or Jolteon or Cloyster, for obvious reasons. Now, meanwhile, here DONPHAN does actually do better than Zapdos. Or not Zapdos, it's better than Great Tusk. It's not taking those hits super effectively. But also, Body Slam doesn't really hurt Zapdos that much. And, like, Hyper Beam does something, but yeah, it's... Like, if you get Zapdos paralyzed, you have a much better chance of winning, but it's not very good. It's not very good. And last but not least, I just want to prove a point. So here is Sand Slash versus DONPHAN. Like, with a sword stance, it's, like, pretty good. And then, like, because of Sand Slash's defense, it takes Earthquake pretty well. And then it just two-shots you with its own Earthquake. Sand Slash is a PU Pokemon. So are you guys starting to see the problem here? So here is the tier list. Yeah, a lot of stuff. It just can't really fight. And everything can go either way. It's actually very generous. Because these could very well be put in bad matchups. And I don't think anyone would bat an eye. It's not so good. I feel very bad because DONPHAN was a very requested video. It was... Yeah, there's a reason why I took so long to do it. Because... I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the people who wanted to see this video. It's probably not as good as you expected. Like... DONPHAN would probably be underused though. I don't think it'd be borderline like it is in Gen 2. I think with how many water types are in Gen 1, it would, you know, even it out. But also having a super effective Earthquake against Tentacruel would be very valuable. In fact, I'd even go as far to say it probably one-shots. And that's something good. Like, I wish I could do a video on that. I'm just not very knowledgeable on Generation 1 underuse or never use or PU. I wish I could be. And who knows, maybe once I finally get the Discord server up, like, you guys can like play some games with me and get me knowledgeable. If you do that, then like, it just can widen, you know, my reach of videos I can do. Because currently I do OU, Ubers, and 10U. Because those are the only ones I'm super experienced with, or knowledgeable on. But yeah, if you guys can help me, like, the more you help me with other metagames, the better at, you know, I do. So yeah. I really don't have much else to say. So let me know what you think. How good would DONPHAN be? Do you think DONPHAN is better than I'm saying it would be? Do you think it would be borderline? Do you think it would be niche? Or do you think it just won't have any placement OU at all? And what other videos would you like to see? Even if for videos like this, like, considering they've been requesting so much, you know, I'll do it. Even if I end up being disappointed at the end, I'm still gonna do it. Not every Pokemon can be a winner. Sometimes you have losers. Sorry about that. But I already did like 4 mega videos in a row. So it actually was kind of nice just having a little shorter one. So I will actually thank you. This video was pretty needed. Needed for me at least. But that's about it. Thank you all for watching. This is Groundback, and I look forward to hearing from you.